Absolutely. The objective, Marcellus Wiley, is not just for the Cowboys to have a healthy Dak. The objective for the Cowboys in this 2021 season is to have a quality Dak. So let's start with story time. America, I didn't really have a voice yesterday.
And you ain't got no notes today.
I gave y'all what I had yesterday. I gave y'all what I had.
Yeah, you did.
But today I have more to give.
Okay. Okay.
After my junior year in college, I wanted to declare for the NFL draft. My brother had left. He was 1 year older than me, so he was gone. Had a couple other cats in my class that had left, declared for the NFL draft. I wanted to go. I'd already been to a national championship game, had experienced the highest heights in college. I wanted to dip. My coach told me, come back for your senior year. But he told me this, and this is the crucial part as it pertains to Dak Prescott. So he said, just because you come back doesn't mean you're going to get drafted higher. You got to come back, put in the work in the offseason, play better, and then you will get drafted higher. Okay. It ain't just by coming back that all of a sudden you're going to get drafted higher. You got to do something in route to coming back that will lead to you having more success. Just because Dak Prescott is back does not mean the Cowboys are going to win a Super Bowl. Just because he's back doesn't mean they're going to win the division. He has to come back, and he has to play well. It's not just, oh, Dak is back. No, Dak is back, but what has he done to get better? Should he play in the preseason? Absolutely, because I don't just want Dak back. Like my coach didn't just want me back for my senior year. Just because you return don't mean nothing. You need to put in the work so that when you come back, you've come back and been improved. So Dak needs to play in the preseason, in my opinion, because I don't just want a healthy Dak. I want a quality Dak. And the only way to get in football playing shape is by playing the game of football. And that's why he got to play.
You should have came out early, shouldn't you, huh? You would have got drafted higher, don't lie.
Same.
There's no such thing as the same. Me and my son had this argument this morning. I was trying to explain to him there's no such thing as a tie, because he loves to say that, especially when he loses. I'm like, no, it ain't a tie. It's a photo finish. And if we slow-mo it, you will see who won. So we start slow-moing some Hot Wheels racing cars because he kept cheating. It wasn't the same. Was you going to get one draft slot higher or one draft
I probably would have got drafted higher.
I know how the game goes. Yeah, you would have got drafted higher. Okay, good. I want y'all to just know that, so when Acho gives you this whole Dak needs to play in the preseason, know who's speaking. Okay, this ain't the same as Dak Prescott. None of us are in the same position as Dak Prescott. Let's start off with who Dak Prescott is. Second highest paid player in NFL history. So the pre and preseason is not just precaution. It's also prepare. But Dak doesn't need to prepare for this offense, for this system, because like you said, he already has shown you quality repetitions as the starting quarterback. Let's remind people that in the preseason, it's for evaluation. That's first and foremost. And it's for guys who are on the fence needing a job. Those are the ones getting evaluated the most. You can be Dak Prescott and have the worst preseason ever, and it's not going to mean a damn thing when it comes regular season time. No one's going to demote you. No one's going to think less of you. People may start writing articles and criticism because, hey, they're bored. But in reality, preseason doesn't mean jack to the ones like Dak Prescott. I give you this. Do you remember in 2008 when there was a team that went undefeated in the preseason? I don't know if you remember. They were the Detroit Lions. Undefeated. And some board writers were like, oh, my God, look out for the Detroit Lions. Those same writers, the last time they saw that team win that year was in August on the 28th. They went 0-16. I'm just trying to show people the preseason don't mean jack until you're one of those guys on the bubble, on the fence. Either you make the team or you work at FedEx next week. Those are the guys that preseason matters for. Dak Prescott is protected from that in that evaluation. Let's also talk about how the fact that Dak Prescott knows that all he needs to do for him to be successful in this league is stay healthy. He balls every time he's out there. The team in totality doesn't always ball, but Dak answers the bell every single time. The only thing that undermined him last year in his NFL historical pace was injury. The last thing you need to do is risk him in terms of injury in the preseason.
So
don't play.
What I love about this show, what I love about my co-host, you play the game. Play the game at the highest level. You play the game at a higher level than I at the highest level. So I love doing that because we don't come on the show and we don't just argue mindlessly for the sake of proving a point. One side. So let's dive into the nuances. We're going to take y'all places that no other show can take y'all because no other show has two former players. With that being said, Stel, the biggest reason Dak Prescott should play is because of the chasm that's being created in the locker room.
Let's go.
Let's go there. When I got to Philly, in the high courts, in the upper chamber of the Eagles locker room were roughly 3 to 4 individuals. Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Jason Peters. Those 4 individuals, they sat in the upper room that you kind of had to break this great chasm to sit in. Yeah. Everybody couldn't be like them. Yeah. They was different dudes. Yeah. They got treated differently. They drove different cars. They was the DJs in the locker rooms. They wore whatever cleats and whatever socks they wanted to on the practice field, regardless of the team rules. They acted and moved differently. But there was a they. So we couldn't really feel some type of way about that quartet, if you will, because it was 4 of them cats. They was all different. The Cowboys are going to breed an issue with Dak Prescott and the team if they do not watch how they treat this man. What do I mean, Sel?
Give me an example. Let's go.
My dog didn't go to Canton for the Hall of Fame game. A lot of Cowboys players didn't play. I believe it was 28 or 29 Cowboys players that did not play in that game. But Dak ain't even traveled. It's a lot of Cowboys players that missed the majority of last season with injury. Future Hall of Famers, Tyron Smith, beast offensive lineman, La'el Collins, but Dak ain't travel. So now, if I'm a vet, if I'm a dude that is actually better than Dak on the team, Tyron Smith, the left tackle. Don't act like
don't act like he's healthy. Don't act like he's the same.
Who's better?
Who's better?
Who is the better football player?
Tyron Smith or Dak
historically,
Prescott? Tyron Smith. Right now?
Still Tyron Smith.
No, come on, man. Them injuries don't add it up. Okay, we'll figure it out.
We'll deduce that later. But if I'm a boss left tackle, Tyron Smith, I'm like, why I got to fly 5.5, 6 hours out here to Ohio from Oxnard, but Dak get to chill. See, Sel, it's not even Dak's fault, but it's like being that golden child because now you didn't even have to fly to Canton. Now you're not even playing in the preseason games. Oh, and you're making more money than everybody else? How you going to get paid more and instantly begin to do less work?
Okay.
It won't be an issue day one, and it won't be an issue for everybody. I'm not saying it's going to be an issue for everybody, but I've been in locker rooms before when the moderate star player, who's still a major contributor on the team, starts to look at the mega star player, who's also a mega contributor on the team, and it's like, wait a second, man. Cuz is nice, but he ain't all that. I mean, he ain't not have to go to Canton nice. Yeah, he hurt. I'm hurt too, Coach. I took off practice last week. I mean, Dak is nice. But, Coach, why am I playing the first 2 series in this preseason game? I'm top 5 highest paid in my position, too. I mean, Dak is nice, but it's not like he going to the Hall of Fame like I am. Dak is nice, but he ain't been here since 2011, 2012, since 2013. He wasn't even with us shooting in the gym, Coach. So I'm more worried about the intricate details because you know how it goes, big dog. Sooner or later, cats will start to look left and right and be like, okay, y'all babying this dude, man. And I'll end it like this. If you don't understand the football of it all, think about your siblings. Think about the golden boy, the golden child, the golden daughter, the one who could get away with anything. And it's like, yo, I'm your kid too. Why you treat me like this? I just think Dak needs to play in the preseason because you do not want to set a precedent that now that you are highest paid, you can do the least amount of work.
Thank God you are my co-host. Thank God you are an analyst. Thank God you are in media and not ownership, because I would never want to play for your team. Because, boy, if you think that way, woo, you got to pay all of us so we can all be happy. Nah, B, you got to know what it is. First of all, no one cares about those things you're talking about.
What you mean?
Unless what? People only care about what you're doing when you're not doing what you're supposed to.
Isn't he supposed to be doing this?
No. Preseason, Dak Prescott done got paid so much money, they wasn't even thinking about playing.
Tom Brady played in the preseason, sir.
Great for Tom Brady. And Tom Brady, and they need them to play in the preseason because they need to know the honeymoon's over for winning the Super Bowl.
In life, I'm saying.
No. This is not how it works in life. First of all, let's go life. You keep talking about this dissension. Only broke people count other people's pockets in comparison to rich people. Rich people don't care because they got it. Why I care how much you got? I got mine. You are talking about a broke mentality. If the Cowboys are already broken, then they ain't going to win nothing. So it doesn't matter. I'm not going to cater to the egos of broken souls. I'm going to talk about how we going to live in high society where I don't care what you got because I got mine. Dak Prescott got his. Tyron Smith ain't tripping on Dak until he realizes Dak ain't good. And last time I checked, he's never been able to say that. So why should I predict he's going to be able to say that? It's not about infighting. It's about human capital, which is like, look, I'm a good dude. I'm a great leader. When you need me, I'm there. Not when you want me. It's when you need me. It's like calling 911. Don't call me when you want something. Call me when you need something. I'm not showing up all the time. I'm showing up when you need me most. And that's been Dak Prescott. I remember when they had the game against the Rams out here in the playoffs, and everybody was saying how Zeke was going to lead the charge. And Dak was just an afterthought. Dak played better than Zeke that day. Zeke has 20 carries, 47 yards. It went underreported because they lost the game, and everybody was like, oh, what happened with the Cowboys? That was one of their best chances of advancing in the playoffs since Dak's been there. Point being, Dak Prescott answers the bell when he's called upon. But we are not about to hype up since he got paid and since other quarterbacks and coaches say you need to play, that it's going to be at your risk that we're going to insert you in a preseason game. I don't know how many preseason games I played in. I think it's a necessary evil. If you ask me, I would have never wanted to play. But I understand I need to get nicked up. I needed to get bruised up. I needed to know what the speed felt like, even though it's going to accelerate going forward. But to look at Dak Prescott, who's already at risk because of injury of last year and a slight risk because of injury this year, you're going to throw him out there to the wolves when you know you don't need him right now? That's kind of senseless, bruh.
So I was trying to be cordial.
Oh, you were? Oh, you got a real example now.
I was trying to be cordial.
Real story time.
My voice hurts, so I don't really feel like yelling.
I know, that's right.
But I'll say this.
You wounded.
Dak's not good enough to miss the preseason. Call spade a spade. Like, I was sitting here trying to, have an intellectual conversation.
Second highest paid player ever is not good enough. Who is then?
Monetary value does not dictate talent.
Yes, it does. To an owner, it does, because that's my investment.
No, it does not dictate talent. It may dictate worth. It does not dictate talent.
Who do you think calling the shots out in Dallas?
There's a difference between talent and worth.
I don't care about your definition. I'm talking about he ain't playing because he ain't getting hurt because he costs too much.
So you're talking worth. I'm talking
yes, he's
talent.
worth too much to this team.
Okay, that's one thing.
Okay.
If you want to say he's worth too much to play in the preseason, I would concede that.
4,900 yards, 30 touchdowns is not talent?
Now, I'm saying he's not good enough. Here's my thing.
Let me hear.
If Russell Wilson can play in the preseason, which he does, if Patrick Mahomes can play in the preseason, which he does, if Tom Brady can play in the preseason, Lamar Jackson, if everybody better than Dak Prescott can play in the preseason.
That's the standard?
Then Dak Prescott is not good enough. The standard is this.
What?
The standard is this.
No way.
I've seen a method to winning Super Bowls. Maybe it is coincidence, maybe it is not.
All right,
but Tom Brady won the Super Bowl last year, and he played in the preseason.
Yeah.
All the quarterbacks before who have won Super Bowls have played in the preseason. That might not even be the factor. It might not be indicative. But here's what I do know is,
what?
If it's good enough for Tom Brady, guess what, Dak Prescott? It's good enough for you.
Well, what about the standard that Tom Brady's missed 4 of the last 5 OTAs, which gets underreported again because he always went in the Super Bowl. But if that's the standard, if Tom Brady can miss the OTAs, why can't I? You got to go both ways.
I wouldn't be mad.
Well, I'm not mad
if
that he ain't playing.
If Dak wasn't missing OTAs.
Bruce Arians is only making them boys go out there week 1 because he know he had a honeymoon out here. They were throwing trophies drunk, naked, all on the boats. And he was like, look, we're going to have to let y'all know this is a real football season in front of us, so we all going to play.
Bruce Smith didn't even miss every preseason game. From what I've heard in conversations
Bruce
with
Smith
you.
didn't what?
He didn't miss every preseason game.
Oh, nobody misses every.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, hold on. This is the first one off injury. Nobody cares. First of all, you know the one that we play the least in is either the first one or the fourth one. The fourth one we ain't play at all.
Yeah, fourth you don't play at all. First you play a quarter.
See, we got to understand there's levels to this. Like, I remember my first year. I want to play in every free season. First contract. After that, second contract, it's like him because he got something to prove. Acho, when you on the fence,
lying.
I'm not lying, bro. When you on the fence, when you trying to fight for your job, you gotta raise your
Here's
hand.
what I'll say. Then I'll only speak to the Hall of Famers and the Hall of Fame level players I played with. Jason Peters.
Yeah.
Jason Peters should be at least a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He better be.
He gonna get in. I know that much. Jason Peters played in the preseason, regardless.
Was he coming off injury?
He has, for sure. You know, the last 5 years of his career.
The most important. No, another one. Of course. He's fighting for his job, too. A little bit. Fighting for that money. It's always a reason. The worst, man.
I've never, not even, so if
Bruce
Hall of
Smith wasn't playing in no
Famers can
preseason.
play in the preseason.
Yes, they can.
Dak Prescott can and should play in the preseason.
Hold on.
Period.
What did I just hear today? That Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer, is he playing in the first preseason game? Probably not. The point is, and he ain't even injured. He just didn't want to show up in OTAs and show up in offseason. Like, first of all, let's just be real. This is uniform based on your team. Correct. This glove doesn't fit all. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
OJ case. So we're not going to go out here and say it's just one fits all. We're going to look at this situation. Dallas. Do you have the second highest paid player ever? Is he coming off a shoulder injury to his throwing arm? I just wouldn't let him go out there and do it.
Here's what doesn't make sense.
All right.
So now that we're paying Dak the most amount of money, now is when we're going to work him or utilize him or practice him the least.
No, we practiced him so much he got hurt.
Thus far in Dak Prescott's football career, he worked harder on the football, not worked harder, he put in more time on the football field than he has put in now. I won't say work harder because honestly, rehabbing to get back is hard work.
Hell yeah.
But thus far in Dak Prescott's football career, he has put in more time in the preseason than he has right now. As a terrible standard to set. Well, shoot, Dak, you worth too much money now, so we ain't gonna play you in the preseason. Don't even practice, Dak. Just show up on Sundays. We paying you all this much money. Just show. You know what? But don't even play in the first, second, and third quarter. Just show up when we need you. Just show up in the fourth. Don't even play in the fourth quarter. If we get to overtime, show up then, Dak, because you worth too much money to have to ever play in life until the last.
When it doesn't count, you are.
The last play of the game.
You are. Go up to Floyd Mayweather and throw a punch. See if he fight back. He ain't, but somebody bigger than him gonna beat your butt. That's the point. Like, hold on, dog. It ain't money time. Why am I fighting you? I know why your voice is gone. You've been moonlighting on me. You a track coach on the side. You know who you... Ladies and gentlemen, Trayvon Brumel's track coach. You know who Trayvon Brumel is? The guy who ran the fastest time this year. And then what did he do in the Olympics? He wasn't ready for the moment because he used it all up when it didn't count. I'm sorry, run a 977 when it don't count. But when it does count, we need you then. You are going to max out someone who got the max amount of money in a time that it doesn't matter. That's not
cosign.
Sense.
Okay, cosign.
Come on, Trayvon.
Let me put a cap on this.
Okay, let's go.
I wouldn't play Dak Prescott at his total expense, right? Like, if Dak Prescott is hurt, I'm not playing him at his expense. Okay. But you notice, you've said this, you've said this about mental health, we've said this about physical health, you've said this about all health. Everybody tired. Everybody hurt. By day 2 of training camp, everybody is a little fatigued.
But everybody
not everybody injured.
No, not everybody going to see the Texas Rangers.
And everybody hurt.
Right.
So with that being said, and y'all sitting at home, I don't know if you get it, I don't know if you're not, I don't know what level of football you stopped at. It does not matter if you're the starting quarterback or the starting punter. In training camp, you are battling something. Battling something.
Yeah.
So, Sel, I just can't concede to, hey, Dak, don't play at all because you're battling something. Yeah. If he's hurt, this is a mute conversation. The point is not if Dak Prescott should play through the injury. Yeah. The point is if Dak Prescott can go out there and play, don't baby him now because he's rich.
I'm with you there. But look, this ain't Sunday when it counts. This is not September. This is August when some guy is really fighting for his livelihood. Let that guy fight. Let me heal, and we'll get it done.